here we are back again. Episode 3 of the Nucky Show. I probably should have done about 100 more at this point. I'm still trying to figure out why I'm not the level of what I should be in terms of who and what I know I am. But that's neither here nor there. I apologize for the lighting. You're not going to see me in the right proper light all the time, because that's just a situation which is present at hand. Here's the bottom line. I broke my foot March 6th, 2020. Several people reached out to help me, numerous females, all the way down the line. Michelle Castro, Mena Denuzzo, Monique Torrey, Kristen Cesar, and a whole bunch of others, and everybody was willing to help. It was a freak occurrence. I had just seen the film The Way Back about quitting drinking, finding true love, returning home, and his passion was basketball. And all that obviously directly associates to me, but that's neither here nor there. I like to find reasons and patterns for why things happen in life, and one example is that I've seen approximately 6,000 to 7,000 movies in theater up until that point, that I guesstimated probably 8,000 up to this point. Who the fuck knows? But I've seen it all. I mean, I am critic K expert supreme. I am the motherfucking God man, say all, end all when it comes to the critical judging and analysis of film in theater. Nonetheless, I've seen probably an equal amount out of theater, and some in theater rooms. I've got options. Nonetheless, it was of particular irony that I had seen that film in particular and only saw it one time on the premiere night, because I average most at least 3-4 times, even if they're bad movies. I'll see them a few times, sometimes for symbolic analysis, symbolism, and to study the film itself, this, that, and the third. But I saw it one time. I left, I went to Tommy Muhammad Cafe at Coconut Point. I was drinking some fine Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. I'm partial to the brand. It's not about the price. Neither here nor there. If I advocate a brand, it is what it is. Whatever. In case you can't tell right now, I am in the hot tub. I did the last one in the pool, and I did the other one in the gym. And I like to do several shows in many different locations, showing you the many different aspects of paradise that I experience here on the Paradise Coast in Naples, Marco Island, Estero, Bonita Springs, Fort Myers, and North Fort, etc. I get around, baby. I'm not stuck in no fucking regular rut. Goddamn motherfucking want to kill myself every goddamn day routine of wake up, slave for money for mommy to whore mobster. I gotta go slave for money and then be a jerk off the rest of my life. No. My life is not bought, purchased, owned, or sold the fuck out. My time is the most important commodity on earth, and I don't play fucking games with it. So hold up as I go get a drink. Alright. I seen The Way Back. Kristen came to me 2 days later. I had left my grandmother's house on Marco Island. She shut me out because she's a twat. And I got a family of pieces of shit that disown their only blood son. But this is America. And in America, your blood family will stab you in the back. Everybody worships money. And if you don't worship money, then you're a piece of shit to them. And if you take 2 inheritances like I did in 2000 and 2007, 100,000 each time and blow it in a calendar year, living like a bachelor fucking Playboy King Supreme, and you do that shit, you will not have the respect of Americans in America because they worship money. They believe in money. They suck and fuck money. Their whole life revolves around money. Every choice they make revolves around money. When they think about where they're going to go out to eat for lunch, it's always, how much do I got on me? If I go here, how much is it going to cost? Whatever. Everything is based on money in America. And don't ever motherfucking forget it. Nonetheless, I went to Nana Lee's. Coincidentally, her middle name is Lee. Kristen's middle name is Lee. I came back and Kristen Lee came to me. Now, this is ironic. Because if this is my fucking dream and my fucking dream world, it's mighty ironic that my dream girl, of all people, the one I couldn't attain when I was young, all of a sudden comes to me and falls in love with me. And cries, she fell in love with me, whatever. Next thing you know, I find out that Little Miss Mountainside Princess Queen Supreme isn't all she's cracked the motherfucker up to be. And I've got it all documented in such descriptive detail, the likes of which you could never possibly fathom or motherfucking imagine. And this is what happens when you cross a superstar. See that light in the back? When you cross a superstar, the higher up they are, especially when they're in accordance with self and God, as I am, north and south. I'm not east or west. I don't believe in this fucking world. I don't believe in this prison plane, north, south, east, west, hell world. This non-existent digital residual simulcast, a fucking phony fake joke world that we're temporarily stuck in. I'm not a fucking simp. I'm not an imp. I'm not a monkey. And I'm not a farm animal. But I've got it documented. 25 reasons legitimately why she's fucking Satan. And I am not. These are 25 things that I would never do that she is. The reason why her psyche is warped. But when you cross someone who's high like me, and I've seen it many times, bad things tend to happen. Obviously, I'm not responsible for any of them. But bad things tend to happen to people who have fucked me over. I am not your average bear. I've known since I was young that I was special. I know it today. I will forever know it. I don't question it. It's absolute. My beliefs and my equivocations in my own mind are absolute to a fucking T. I don't question what I know. And I don't question anything because I know things. Sheep question things. Sheep don't understand the essence and the nature of the reality. They don't understand a goddamn motherfucking thing. But I, as a critic, truther, realist, and fucking expert on everything, understand everything. Because it's my job, my duty, my life's point, purpose, responsibility, and fucking calling. You got Hosley's friends on there talking about he looks like a meth head. I never seen crystal meth. I only seen coke once in my life, and I never seen heroin. I haven't smoked weed since 04. I took Percocets for my broken hand for a couple weeks in 08 and 09. And when I wasn't prescribed, I couldn't get them. And am I some sort of fiend that ran out there like, oh, I gotta get them? No. Because I'm a master of self-control to some degree, but that's not the point. You got people that side with this son of a bitch. And you got his friends on there online that don't know me. Never knew me a day in their fucking life. And these whack jobs that side with this 400-pound behemoth monster, this human, this Scotchiata, who's the biggest piece of shit I've ever encountered in my life. This is a proud pig, a proud rat, a proud scum fuck. Everything about Hosley he's proud of, and everything about Hosley is bad. And I put that shit on God. And when I say that, I fucking mean it. So when Kristen, who I told politely, please don't hang up the phone on me, hangs up because she wants to play childish, immature little fucking cunt kid games and realizes I'm not the one you play fucking kid games with. You can play kid games with 42 other jerk-offs who fucked at the age of 42, but you can't play them with me. I don't play that shit, baby. She hangs up to sell me out in the conversation 6 hours early when normally she would be on the phone with me till the sun comes up. This is October 8th. Coincidentally, we split the next day, Natalie's birthday. Everything in this world happens on purpose, by design, and for a reason. Now, obviously, you clueless, dumb fucking phony, fake sheep zombies have no clue. Because you're not attuned. You're not chosen. You're not special. You're not divine. You don't see the signs. You don't even know what the signs are. And you don't even understand the meaning of the motherfucking word signs to begin with. You don't know a goddamn thing about nothing. And I know everything about everything. That's why I'm the critic. That's why you take my recommendation on things. That's why you listen to my point of view and my perspective on things. So when she hung up, and I put her in a place to let her know exactly how I feel she really is, she took it very, very, very personally. And when I cursed her out the next morning, after she hung up again, as I politely said, I said, Angel, you know I love you more than life and God itself, and that's blasphemy. You know you're my meaning of existence. You're my point, purpose, motivation, salvation, vindication. I love you more than anyone has ever loved anything, and I've proven it. At that time, I had proven it. Now, 3 years later, I've proven it more than anyone's ever proven it. I just fought the most epic battle in true love history, and it was all unappreciated and unrecognized, and it will probably go that as I go to the grave. But my words will be heard and spoken. These videos will be available to listen to. Ironically, she came to me as I came from Nanalise. I'm a firm believer that middle name is the real name, and her middle name is Lee. We split exactly 7 months later on Nanalise's birthday. It's ironic as well. I've got about 200 more like that. These are not mere coincidences. They're mind-blowing statistical, mathematical improbabilities. She came to me on Kerry's birthday. It was my first love. I had 4. Ironically, the chicks I've loved in this life cannot have children. In part, probably because I don't really respect women that do have children. I don't respect farm animal sheep behavior. It makes me sick. It repulses me. I like to consider that I'm enlightened. I like to consider that I know better. Ironically, the mass majority of my friends that don't have children to some degree, one way or the other, are kind of bright and brilliant, one way or another. And the ones that do, and they've got many kids, all the ones that do, they all went down that fiend road. I want to be a sheep animal like everybody else, unconscious, brainless, game reset, fiend mode. It's like you're playing a video game, and your object in this world is to learn, to rise above it, to learn from it, and move on. You come in with nothing, you leave with nothing. You're not taking nothing. You can't bring your fucking house, car, and all that bullshit. And don't leave it to your children, because it's a fucking burden in itself, as is the child you carry. Nonetheless, it's all out of sin. You carry the child out of sin. It's not debatable in terms of, is it a good or bad thing? It's born out of sin. Enough said. I don't need to give you the 100 reasons why it's obviously a bad thing from my mind's eye and my critical perspective. But that's my view. That's who I am. That's my life. That's how I live. Now, I didn't love children. Obviously, Kristen can't have children. And I know that for she lies about it. She says she was on NuvaRing for the last 15 years and wants kids more than anything in the world. Why would you be on birth control for 15 years if you want kids more than anything in the world? She said she was crazy because she was on birth control. Later on, reverted on that and said it wasn't the birth control that was making her nuts, or the hormones, or this, that, and the third. It was actually that her parents had on Lexapro. I said, Kristen, you're on a hell of a lot more than Lexapro. She's got pictures in which there's numerous prescription. She takes pictures where the fucking prescription bottles are in a goddamn picture. I mean, you see the deal. I'm not a fool. I could analyze anything and deduce anything for what it absolutely 100% is. I deal in realism. I don't deal in fairy tales. And prescription pills are fucking Satan. And I put that shit on God. Now, back to the point, the 25 forms of Satan. And I don't want to break them all down. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to. Because I have to. We're doing a show. I might as well explain everything. Because if I'm dead and I can't explain it, something needs to. Take a drink here. Fine wine and a hot tub in paradise doesn't sound too bad to me. God puts you where he wants you to be. And you're all in demon rat infested New Jersey. One thing I learned about New Jersey is, for better or worse, it does seem like people lie there compulsively. And that's one thing that I do not do. My words carry the fucking weight of God. So when Steve Hosley steals her fucking phone to prank me, Lee's Chicken Shack, can I take your order? I'm sorry, sir, we don't have that on the menu. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Can you get anything else, sir? Can I get you anything else? And I say, Steve, you're not the right guy. You're not meant to be. But you won. I'm not going to play her game, and I'm not going to play your game. Would you please put her on the phone so I could apologize politely and politely end this relationship permanently on October 9th? I'm sorry, sir, it's not on the menu. The frustration of him stealing her phone and pranking me, which are two things in accordance with God that are just dead fucking wrong, let alone the other 100 things that fat Franken Shrek Ogre monster did that are wrong. If I'm calling and I'm telling you, Steve, you won, you got it, bro. I'm not a kid, you know. I'm 140 years old. I'm not here to play 14-year-old kids game with a bitch who's the most immature fucking psycho in the history of the fucking world. I mean, is she gorgeous? Yeah. Is her father wealthy? Yeah. And for some odd reason, she thinks that that means it commands respect, or you're worthy of respect, and you have to be respected. I told Kristen, you fucking earn respect in this life. You earn it or you take it. But you, my sweet sugar plum Princess Peachy, you haven't really earned shit. You bought the house for $1, $800,000 house. Your first car was a $50,000 car at 16, and I don't know why God gave it to you. You had a $150,000 BMW today with a $6,000 per month imported Californian German gelding horse. The irony is that she wants a bad boy, but she's terrified of an alpha male, which she told me numerous times I no doubt am. And as you hear my voice, you can tell there ain't no pussy in my voice. Ain't no faggot maggot in my voice. You can tell I'm the real deal. Well, Steve Hosley, he sounds gay. He's got a few videos. They're pathetic, just like him in every way. And him, like all of her others, including Brian Sharkey, who I heard she was with, when he opens his mouth, you can tell that motherfucker bisexual. Now it's Satan. Starts there. Pat, you watch his videos, same thing, same voice, same shit. Bisexual fiends, sound gay, you know the deal. You're not getting a real man there. But she wants a bad boy. And I'm Mountainside's king, numero uno, bad boy supreme. She wants a bad boy. But she's afraid of an alpha male. Terrified. If you even raise your voice, she cries, hides, crawls into a shell, and calls the police and starts pressing charges. She talks about wanting to charge her husband, her ex-cop husband from Summit. She said he would get drunk on whiskey and drive into mailboxes and pick fights and fight everybody just because he knew he could because he was a cop. And she said for petty offenses like failure to do the laundry properly, not have his dinner ready, not fold the toilet paper properly, this, that, and the third, he would march her out to her shed and lock her in her shed as a jail cell, and she'd be locked in on a mattress with a dog and candles, and that's why she had to divorce him within a year. And divorce is satanic. A rapid-fire divorce within a year, you lie, you say your marriage is 3 years, it's 1 year. And barely that, because I'm sure he wasn't even there half the time. The other half the time, she was probably hiding from him. My opinion is everything she's ever said was a lie. She's the biggest compulsive liar I've ever known in my life, not named John Tomasi. But she's got Tomasi beat. I've got 9 pages and 90-plus lies, 30 major. Greg Wilson blew the roof in one conversation. Once he started talking, forget about it. 3.5 hours, December 1st, 2020, just blows the roof off. 8 o'clock till 11 o'clock, I'm at Grimaldi's Pizza in Fort Myers at Bell Tower, and he just exposed everything. And I hang the phone up like, holy shit, this girl I love to death, who I once prioritized as essentially a dream girl, an unattainable dream girl, and the queen of Mountainside. I mean, shit. She's a fucking goddess in my mind's eye. Yeah, well, in the first conversation I spoke to her, I was banging my head off the wall in total shock that she was impossibly this crazy. Greg Wilson made it clear. Dude, she's crazy and she's dangerous. She'll get you locked up or arrested, and she'll get you locked up or killed, possibly both. Check, check. You were right, Greg. He was right about a lot of things. You were right. But as I delve into the details of why, people think on the surface that, you see the happy pictures and the bullshit pictures of dogs and horses and the smiling nonsense, and you don't see the monster underneath. You don't know the driving energy, the force that drives that being. Her first conversation to me was oddly, extremely bizarre. I said, Kristen, this is a bizarre topic. What the hell are you telling me? She was telling me about how her ex-fiancé of 7 years, Pat's son, was being raped while held captive in closets in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, by his ex-fiancé who died of a heroin overdose at the age of 34, and she was from Roselle Park. Now, Pat lived in Roselle Park and Kenilworth. Those are 2 drug-fucked dumpster fires, but that's a topic of discussion for a whole different day. Kenilworth is like the coke capital, one of the many coke hub shithole capitals, and a dumpster fire, gross ass fucking state of demon rat shitheads. These soulless fucking cokeheads are pigs, but that's another fucking conversation for another day. You know how many fucking DPs that sick fucking crackhead walked in on? And I don't want to call out a specific name on this one, but I know a few good examples. He jumps in like, hey, let me get my dick in the ass while you fuck the pussy. The guy's a fucking weirdo. I said, Kristen, the guy's a weirdo. I mean, for all of Hosley's faults, I will say he's semi-intelligent. He is not the dumbest motherfucker on earth. And even Hosley said, from the day I met Pat Cunningham, I knew the guy was not right in the head. And his son is obviously afflicted by many incapacitations, the likes of which would have you think he's been getting raped since the day he was born. She says that his ex-fiancée was on heroin and died of a heroin OD, was raping a kid in closets as they would go clubbing and come home to Seaside all coked up, and they fucked the kid when he was 4 years old. He moved in with her age 5 to 12. That's a 7-year span, and it gets very detailed and very bizarre and very horrific. Kristen was never afraid of me. She knows I love her more than anything. She knows I'm no threat. She knows I would never hurt her. I've never possessed weapons. I only threatened Hosley one time because he stole her phone to prank me. One time. It was just meaningless words. He hung up, he lied, he said I threatened to kill her. Then he had her brother lie and say I threatened to kill him. I couldn't have been more polite to the man. In a 2-minute conversation, I never called him again. Then her father started lying, saying I threatened to kill him. That's just odd and bizarre. Why would I? I've never threatened to kill anybody. I don't go around threatening to kill people. But Hosley is obsessed with serial killers, as he's posted on Facebook. And Hosley is obsessed with drug addiction, as he's posted his many angry fights online and CVS and Rite Aid, where he just wants to kill people, in his own words, online at these drugstores. But this sick fat fuck, as big a piece of shit as he is not stupid. He said he knew Pat wasn't right in the head, and he wasn't. She was with him for 7 years. This man is the biggest fucking fiend we've ever known. In 2002, we go over there after a night of Ripples. We're gambling there. Me, Sharky, Kosar, and I think it was DeVito. No, it's the Teal. Went over there. We're playing AC Deuce. We're playing cards in the basement. He comes down and offers us a special K and a frying pan. Now, this is ironic because he had an oven mitt on and a frying pan, both insinuate mother, and the connections with Kristen and mother are just off the charts. My mother worshipped horses and trained dogs. My mother's got a fucking horse on a tombstone. My mother professionally trained dogs the same way she did. My mother taught ski, she teaches snowboarding. Those are 3 examples. I got 1,000 just like that. It's not the point. Everyone say you always grow up to marry your mother. I never want to marry a fucking whore my entire life. But I will happily marry her. Because despite all of her flaws and all of her insanity, and it might be what I'm attracted to because I'm the polar opposite of what she is. Despite all her flaws and all her insanity, I believe she's special, and I believe she's the most beautiful thing I've ever known. But it's unfortunate because the reality of the situation is these are the facts. I deal in realism. Facts for realism. She ghosted me in demonic ignorance. It's childish, it's immature, it's ridiculous. That's Satan. She's definitely a lesbian. That's Satan. 4 years at an indoctrinated university at United Satan as a sorority sister. That's Satan. It's not like fraternities where there's homo shit going on in fraternities today, but it didn't used to be. But in her day and age, look, in a sorority, you got to eat pussy to get in the door, usually. And you got to fuck the whole fraternity at will, at whim. It's the way it is. It's part of the step-by-step indoctrination process from schools for fish, by the way. And it reduces enlightened, kindred human beings born special to animals. That's the point. They want slaves. They don't want superstars. They want slaves. They're terrified of me. That's why they throw me in jail at any chance they get. Everywhere I go, they're terrified of this level of brilliance. They can't have this shit. They want slaves. So step by step, you're indoctrinated through schools. You get raised up cigarettes and alcohol. Next thing you know, it's weed and ecstasy and LSD and shrooms and all this stupid shit. Next thing you know, you go to college. And you got 2 groups. Wacky crackies, sicko fucking cokeheads, which is approximately 90% of these soulless fucking farm animals, humping a fucking conga line, a mambo line on a couch like the fucking leather skinned pig snorting pieces of shit they are. They're going to lose their fucking hair. They're going to go crazy. They're going to slave for a whore that ain't even the bitch they're supposed to be with. You marry the woman you hate. You don't marry the woman you love. That's the way this world works. The woman you love. Don't make me fucking laugh. You know how many fucking wives say they hate their fucking husbands? If you interview any fucking wife today, they're going to tell you they love their fucking husband. If they do, they're lying. Most of them, when they're honest, will say, I can't stand a fucking man. Women have two men. Men have, in America, women have two men. The one they marry for systemic, parasitic, malignant, fucking cancerous sake of being a stable, fit right in, look-alike jerk-off like every other slave monkey in this country. Not special, not interesting, and just a total fucking bozo clown. You're nobody. You're a jelly roll donut zero forever. You wake up, you slave, you go to work, you come home, you're a sheep. Congratulations. You can smile like a snake smile, by the way. I don't, and I won't. But they smile on every picture like they're having the time of their lives on Facebook. And you know goddamn well they all hate their lives. Me, on the other hand, I don't smile on any picture, and I love my life. It's fucking amazing. And yet I want to die, and they want to live, so go figure. Check the paradoxes and irony in that shit. She's ignorant, that's Satan. A lesbian, that's Satan. Sorority sister, that's Satan. She believes in birth control and antidepressants and takes both. That's Satan and Satan. It's no coincidence that Hosley's name is Hose Lie. She's number one hoe and number one liar. That's Satan. I don't say these things if they're not fact. I speak absolute truth and fact for realism. And it's bizarre that I believe personally the girl that I love as much as I do wholeheartedly and obviously unconditionally, considering there's 25 reasons she's the devil, I love her unconditionally. But it's of no coincidence that God sent me what I perceive to be an unsavable soul for the purpose of saving. Now, Hosley made a big fucking joke out of that. And I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho. I ain't no fucking bitch, and I don't give a fuck about these whores. Let them all crumble and burn, with every dick by the wayside until I mean, you'd think they'd wake up at some point, like, and maybe I should stop fucking. I've been celibate by choice for 13 fucking years, and I never once in the last 13 years said, boy, looking back, and I got bitches on me every day like flies to shit. I fight them off with a pool skimmer everywhere I go. I'm cut, tan, fit, ripped, good-looking, shiny, Italian with a slick back, and nothing but expensive designer clothes and fucking jewelry in paradise. You think they're not on my dick? They think I got money. Really, it's not even about the look, which is incredible, as I've proven. They're on my dick, bruh. They've always been on my dick. Come on, bruh. When you're young, hey, God bless. You can't blame a young red-blooded man for wanting red-blooded young fucking pussy when it's hot and high quality. Tits growing, ass growing. And if they got to put a number on their face when they're young, at least it's low. Because if they got to put that number on their face when they're old, you would be touching them with a pool skimmer. Kristen's 43 at 43, but that number's much higher. Those who are admitted relationships, that's Satan. She's proud of it. That's Satan. She went down a fucking laundry list with me one night. And I swear to Jesus, she named every fucking male's name in the English language of men she split up with. And DeVito told me, and these were men she dated. This don't include one-night stands. This is a 4-year sorority sister. I had Chris Mahoney, one of her exes, tell me, find yourself a girl you settled down with, and he's laughing his ass off. He's like, because she's not it. Like, he knew she was a whore. Greg Wilson, same thing. Dude, she cheated on me the next day. She fucked all the Mountainside G's. She cheated. I took her virginity. She cheated on me with Jim Demi and fucked him the next day. She lied and said she never did. Greg Wilson spit out his drink. He goes, bro, she lies about everything that comes out of her fucking mouth. She lies for appearance sake. That's how embarrassing she is. She lies for the sake of trying to look good. She says, for example, she's got a dog video with the dog running around. She's talking about, I was swamped with work all day. She doesn't work. How the fuck could you work if you're on the phone with me for 7 months straight, which she lied about, 7 hours a night every night, which she lied about, until the sun comes up, and then you ride a horse from 1 to 6. Where the hell are you working? Are you not sleeping? Keep in mind, she's comatose half the fucking time. She gets home from riding at approximately 7 p.m. daily, and by 8 o'clock, it's like talking to a brick fucking wall. I don't believe what I'm even speaking to. It's like talking to a half-zombified brick wall, and I could tell she's in pain. And I could relate to her pain. We're the two biggest victim survivors in the history of that town. Believe it or not, for the shit show that we both are and both have become, me with the system and her with men. We've both been victimized by both, by the way. I do see her as a victim. I don't see her as the aggressor or some sort of predator unto men. DeVito told me, he said, you know, Nikki, you got to be careful. He's like, you got her? Because she left Pat April 23rd, 2020. She came to me. She left her fiance at 7 years. Keep in mind, I never stalked this fucking lying cunt. I never stalked this fucking lying whore demon. She came to me March 8th, 2020. She came to me again April 23rd, 2020. And I know every fucking motherfucking date under the sun. 7 months we had a relationship. I was her everything. Friend, doctor, lover, long distance confidant, you fucking name it. She told me everything. Everything. I know her whole fucking life story. And this fucking lying twat, under the fucking guise of her fucking lying family and lying sicko Satan demon handler, self-proclaimed Christian handler, Steve Hosley, this bitch goes to the Mountainside Police and lies on my fucking name and says I'm a stalker and a serial killer coming home to kill her, her family, Hosley, our friends, and everybody in the whole town of Mountainside. Everybody's terrified. Hosley said he's terrified. He said she's terrified, terrified, terrified. Her family's terrified. Her brother's terrified. Her friends are terrified. So now you see the kind of lying pieces of shit that sent me away for 18 months. 18 months I was crucified, sacrificed, martyred. And I suffered the worst torture you could never begin to imagine. You have no idea how many times I died in 18 months. How many times I tried killing myself. You have no fucking clue what I went through. And it was a miracle I got out. And I suffered all that on lies. So when I say I'm Mountainside Jesus, you fucking idiots, I fucking mean it. You don't proclaim yourself to be it. He is I, and I am him. I've suffered more than you could ever imagine, and I still suffer in love with her. All she had to do was talk to me like a normal adult and a normal human being one time. And simply tell me, Nikki, I've moved on. You know, I never loved you. I was lying when I cried. You even said I loved you. I never loved you. I love this big fat blob demon now, this human parade float, this fucking jelly roll donut zero, former Trek sales associate. You know, they come in to buy a bike from this fat fuck. Could you imagine people trying to get fit? I work out 6 days a week. Could you imagine fit people trying to get, I played basketball for 30 fucking years, 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. Could you imagine I'm coming in to see Hosley's fat ass trying to sell him a fucking Trek cycle in Sterling? This plumbing supply fucking warehouse worker, factory fucking plumbing parts supply salesman in Plainfield, New Jersey, the bane of existence. And by the time I'm done, you're going to know he's the bane of existence. I never threatened him. I threatened him once. He stole the phone and pranked me. It was meaningless words. He lied, he hung up and said I threatened to kill Kristen. That's how he got her to get off me and be afraid of me. Because he knows she's paranoid, bizarre, and insane. This is a bitch that double masked through the novel, fake, fictitious coronavirus, the biggest human hoodwink, plandemic, scamdemic in the history of the fucking human species. Her and her family were holding conjugal vigils from outside through windows. There's a bitch who was too afraid to go outside because she thought the air was infected with coronavirus. Wouldn't even go to the store to do a fucking grocery shopping. Had to have the beta bitch, chore whore, manservant, slave bitch, Hosley go do that shit for her. And that's what he is. He's a fucking cunt. In every way of the word, he's a fucking cunt. I put that on God, my soul, and my mother's grave. Steve Hosley's a relationship invading, motherfucking beta bitch, cuck imprisoning twat cunt. His 300-pound ex-wife, Mexican, ghosted him because she knew he was a sicko and left him for an Italian named Chad Broccoli. Now he hates Italians. Anyway, Kristen, listen, back to Kristen. The ignorance is Satan. The lying is Satan. The hoeing is Satan. The lesbian is Satan. Sorority sister is Satan. Her sex toy collection, which she brags about, which is weird. All girls have them. Then Hosley sends me a picture of the dildo that she sent her, this 12-inch fucking purple vibrating anal beaded dildo, as she called it, which it isn't. I said, Kristen, those balls are not for your fucking ass. You just think they are. Anybody can tell you anything and you believe it. You know, Pat really fucked her up good.
But Greg Wilson said, he's like, dude, she's been fucked up like that since she was 16. He said, I destroyed her. There's no coming back. He's like, all she ever wanted off me was coke, weed, cock, ecstasy, and stupid gifts. He said, I bought her a $5,000 diamond. I'm sure she still got today that I asked for back. She didn't get back. I said, Greg, that's what she does. Pat asked for his fucking engagement ring back. She wouldn't give the fucking engagement ring back. Why would you keep the man's engagement ring? He wanted his engagement ring. He engaged 4 whores and never married any of them so he could fucking lock them down and use them. He robbed you, he raped you, he destroyed you, he trounced you, he played you, he cheated on you. He took your motherfucking family's money and ran off to the next bitch with it and paid her income as a fake boss. You know, he wasn't even working the mortgage bro shit. He was living off of her, but he was paying his new bitch this income. And look, both of her exes went on to Italian pussy that got low numbers and high quality. Probably haven't fucked more than 3 guys apiece. They're both stunningly gorgeous. Don't ask me how they're better looking than her, but they are. I said, Kristen, like DeVito said, bro, you got her. She came to you. She loves you. I know you got her. But be careful, because all these guys fucked her. She's hot and rich, and everybody's getting rid of her. Obviously, she's cray-cray, bro. That was DeVito's own words. So you got the ignorance, you got the lying, you got the stupidity, you got the whoring, you got the lesbianism, the satanism, the sex toy collection. She's a hardcore drug addict. And then you go further with birth control and antidepressants. Please understand that that's all Satan, everything I just named, and it's all her. So she's chaotic, she's insane, she's manic, she's psychotic, and she's out of control. She doesn't talk. She's a brick wall. She goes into a comatose brick wall coma. Now she's sweet because she'll listen, and then she'll jump into, she was singing Iris, our love song, to me that night, the night before we split, and I loved it, and I didn't sing it back with her. I was joking when I said, all the moments, the truth in your lies, and she started snapping because I called her a liar. She was screaming, she's like, no, no! Let's see, Kristen, calm down. I know the lyrics, you know I love you. But she screams. She's a spoiled, rotten brat, screaming demon. All that said. All right, she's been spoiled her whole life. She prefers sodomy, anal sex, and really seems to enjoy it. And that's Satan, and it's odd. There's so many different things. I don't have the list in front of me. It's frightening. This is what destroyed my entire existence. When I said at the age of 37, and I was aging beautifully, I had no gray in my beard. Now all of a sudden I got gray. I'm going, I died so many times for this bitch, I don't even know who I am anymore. The damage she did to my life is so absolute, it's so extensive, it's so incredible. I don't know who I am. It's incredible. But in case I don't make it, you need to know that I was the victim. I was the victim of very sick people. It was a conspiracy, pardon me, as I take a drink of this fine Chardonnay. It was a conspiracy against me by her lying father, Hosley, and many, many, many others. My friends I haven't seen in 20 years all came out the woodwork to shit all over me. Now keep in mind, I raised them with vending money over the years to the tune of what I amounted to over $150,000 over 6 years. Trips, limos, hotels, parties, every day they lived off of me. Every fucking day. And I only got thanks from one man. Kevin Watt's father, Bob Watt. Nick, I always loved you. I owe you a debt of gratitude. You practically raised my son. Fresco, God rest his soul, admitted it. He said, Nicky, you raised all of us. Andre, Nicky, where would we be without you? I mean, the list is endless. So some people did acknowledge my greatness. The others want to villainize me. I'll never understand it. They villainized me because I didn't become the model of success they thought I would be, or that they hypocritically believe that they are. They believe because they got a piece of paper you can wipe your fucking ass with, you were dumb enough to pay for a college degree, they believe they're better than me. Material possessions and a family, which just makes them look like a fucking sheepfool. They think they're better than me. Nothing more or less. And when I blew 2 inheritances in a year, a lot of people lost a lot of respect. My family, my father, look, my mother's dead. I got no brothers and sisters, and my father cut me off and kicked me out at 17. I haven't had a soul in my life in 17 fucking years, and that includes holidays, birthdays, etc. So where's my fucking respect for the life that I made for myself? You motherfucking pieces of shit couldn't walk a day or a mile in my shoes. You can't do it. There's few people who can, and most of my situation would have killed themselves a long time ago. You fucking idiots. I've been alone for 17 years. You motherfuckers crave social, parasitic, shit fuck scenarios. You jerk off to the idea of fucking someone else as someone else who's been fucked by 45 someone else at the age of 45, and you don't even know why you're doing it. So you can bust a nut? Why don't you jerk off to porn? It's healthier, it's safer, it's better. Keep your head on your shoulders. Don't fuck with whores. Because I fell for one who, ironically, in this sick joke world, and everything has to be a sick joke in this world, ironically, is the love of my life, and she stabbed me in the back. She stabbed me in the back, she sold me up the river, she destroyed me and crucified me in every way you could possibly destroy a human soul. Cost me everything. I had to rebuild, but she cost me everything. And I don't want to hear your motherfucking sob stories. I don't want to hear the stories about, well, my wife, she cleaned me out, and she, I knew she was a whore. Hosley stories about how God, commitment, marriage, and religion destroyed his marriage. I said, Hosley, look in the fucking mirror, you human parade float. I don't know how the fuck you ever got pussy in the first place. And how about that sick joke irony? I fight them all daily, all day, every day, like flies to shit, hot bitches in paradise. And Steve Hosley can't attract one. Somehow gets his dick in Kristen Cesar. 20 years he's friend zoned. You're going to tell me he didn't drug rape his way out of that? I've seen that shit before. Marissa didn't want Timmy Koukan. You know what Timmy Koukan did? He gave her free weed. Next thing you know, he had his dick in there. She had him friend zoned. It's how motherfuckers that can't earn pussy the real way, the boss way, the G way, my way, the superstar way, with talent, looks, wit, charm, charisma. They can't earn pussy, so they drug it, and they fucking rape it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think any of the motherfuckers ever had the best intention. My intention, even for the bitches I didn't love, and there's a lot of them that I was with, was always to help them. And the mass majority did not go on to be whores. They lived long, successful lives with one committed partner. Dina told me, Nikki, I would have been the biggest whore. She's like, I would have been a disaster at college. You saved me. Her fucking mother thanked me. You saved my daughter. My intentions were good. They were positive. I love Kristen with all my heart. My intentions were to marry her on April 23rd of 2023. We don't need to get into the specifics on that now. But it's a very coincidental date, and there's a lot of ironies, and maybe another time. But that list of reasons why she is what she is, and essentially why I call her she-devil and Hosley sicko Satan, I don't just say these things for a reason. If I say it, it's true. It is what it is. It's fact. Just trust me. It's fact. On God. On my soul. It's just fact. I don't lie. I get a high off of telling the truth. So if I say it, it is what it is. That list I just listed off the top of my head is only half of how bad it really is. And one time she cried, Nikki, I am fucked up. I can't be saved. And there are two examples that I didn't list that are so horrific and so fucking heinous and so fucking satanic that if you knew the deal, you would know. And I said, no, Kristen, you can't. And I'm a miracle worker. That's why they call me Mountainside Jesus. I'm a spiritual healer and a miracle worker, and I'm very good. But she can't be saved. And the sad irony of us, and I fought like holy hell for 3 years to save us, and not one person cared enough to do the right thing. You know, they try to paint me the bad guy. I got my mother's fortune. 50% of my grandfather's estate in Martinsville, and he's unmarried. He's 85 years old. He could die tomorrow. It's a fortune. It's a fortune. The man was CEO of his electrical engineering company. I got it coming to me in the future. I tried to will it off to Kristen so I would take my life and she would get all that money just to prove that I'm the good guy. I don't want money. I got no interest in money. Everybody told her that I had interest in money. That was her family's money, or I had interest in money. Nope, that was Hosley and everybody else. I said, look, Kristen, men aren't interested in money. We're not whores. Real men are not interested in money. 40 men, all these men broke up with you, and they know how wealthy your father is. Wealthiest family in my town. And they all trashed you. So if it was money, believe you me, there would have been like whores clinging like demonic flies to blood and bat shit, like bitches do for money. I told Hosley, I said, Hosley, bitches break up marriages. They're home wreckers. Women break up happy homes and invade happy homes so they can fuck some man with money and break up a marriage. That's what my demonic gold-digging cunt stepmother from Hell, Michigan, Marcy Mavell did when she stole my father from me. And all I had left in this world was my father after my mother killed herself because of my father's demonic ignorance. All I had left was my dad, and he cut me off at 17 because he wanted to live a new life, and he wanted to act like his blood son no longer existed, or he had no priority or responsibility over his blood son at the age of 18. Unfortunately, he was catastrophically wrong. He took my mother's hand in marriage and drove her into suicide, and it's a miracle I'm still alive, so obviously he was wrong. But that's a story for another day. So I told Hosley, I said, you know, you don't break up true love, Hosley. You know this is real. He knew I loved her to death. And he lied. And he went to her and tried to make it out like I was some sort of threat. The irony was she listened to and believed everything everyone else had to say and nothing that I had to say. And everyone told me, well, especially Greg Wilson, but I got numerous examples, numerous people. Everybody shitting on her. Nothing positive, all negative. Matt Deanna said, you know, Nikki, the whole town of Mountainside knows she's crazy for fucking Hosley. He goes, I work with Jim Debbie every day, and every day Jim Debbie says, I don't know what Nikki's in love with. She's not all there. And he's like, she's definitely not worth it. Those were his own words. Nick Chiswick said, Nikki, I'm sorry Kristen did that to you. She was with him at one time in 06. He goes, she leads men on and victimizes them. She's known for it. You're not the first, you won't be the last. Chris Mahoney, her ex, said we were together 6 days. We adopted a dog, and she just trashed me out the blue. He's like, but I knew her history. I knew her sexual history from college, and one of these dudes I called laughed when I mentioned her name, like she was a whore and had a bad history in college. I don't know. The list is endless. Greg Wilson, in one conversation in 3.5 hours, pretty much exposed the whole kit and caboodle, and he summed it up best. He said, I'm gonna give it to you bottom line. He goes, you have no idea what you're fucking with. I said, yeah, Greg, it's the best pussy you ever had, though. You know I know it. He thinks it through. He's like, let me think back. That's another thing. He's got essentially the weirdest demonic voice I've ever heard, and so does she. She's got this wicked witch of the East meets a fucking 80-year-old grandmother meets a twisted Southern California wannabe valley girl with a New Jersey accent voice. It makes no sense. And I said, Kristen, it is pretty bizarre that you lose your virginity to the guy who happens to be German-Hungarian just like you, and that's not a popular ethnicity in Jersey. And he happens to have a demonic voice like you. Kind of weird. But he looks back at his history and he says, yeah, it was the best I ever had. I said, Greg, how do you think I know that? I said, because God always serves me the best, bro. I am the best. I know what I'm entitled to. I know the one I fall for at this point, 13 years celibate. If I am going to fall, keyword fall, as a watcher, angel, fucking witness, critic, Ginny, genius of everything. If I'm going to fall for a whore demon, and I know better. Her first nude she sent me was a headless black body paint picture. It was as if God was telling me, Nikki, you know better. They've got no head, and they're a black hole. You know better, Nikki. Now, if you fuck with her anyway, you're an idiot. So then she sends me the porn, fingering herself with my name 10 seconds in. Keep in mind, this is a bitch whose parents told her, when you go to the police, you tell the police you do not know him at all. You never did. You helped him once in March of 2020. You felt bad for him. He became obsessed and turned into a stalker. Now, those are all lies. But all those lies stuck, and I could have proven them all. Very easily lies. But I didn't have a motherfucking lawyer. And when you have a public defender, you're fucking stuck like Chuck. You're convicted, period. You're fucked. They told me I was getting out on February 3rd. I was arrested on December 10th on her lies, 2020. This was after she ratted me October 16th, and I did 45 days down here on her and Hosley's lies that I was threatening to kill people. You know, Hosley's a sicko. And where's he today? Where's he today? He's shitting all over and wants nothing to do with it because she cheated on him. Talk about when I give you my heart, it's forever. This bitch is a serial cheater, bruh. She's a narcissist like me, but she's the bad kind. I'm the superstar kind. She's the fucking, I'm a whore, brainless, bimbo, idiot, fucking airheaded, nitwitted, twat, fucking feeble-minded, simpleton, simple fucking Tony in 101, idiot fucking cunt, cockamamie, wackatoo, bird brain, bitch mind. That's what she is. She ain't no queen. She thinks she is. She's a queen if she sticks herself to my stall. She sticks her horse to my carriage. I'll make her a goddess. I'll make her a queen. It will be the greatest fucking love story, comeback story, victim survivor story, true love story, battle-tested story, Romeo and Juliet shit show story in Mountainside history. We'll be living legends, and it's guaranteed. And I don't want all that. I just want her. I love her. She's 100% pure happiness to me. She makes me impossibly happy in a day and age when I don't know how to be. She gave me a heart again, made me believe in love and women again. And I cut these bitches off like the cancer I knew they were many years ago. She made me believe again. I told her, Kristen, I'll be your brain, you don't have one. I'll be your brain computer, you obviously don't have one. You be my heart. I lost mine. You are mine. I love you with all my heart and soul. With all my spirit, psyche, you are my everything. And I love you unconditionally, infinity times infinity. But these liars convinced her that I was some sort of threat, including friends I hadn't seen or known in 20 fucking years. Everybody wanted to say that I'm some sort of violent threat. I got no violent history. I got no weapon history. I got no drug history. I don't possess weapons. When the cops checked my bag looking for weapons, they found a crystal angel giving a heart. That's what they found. Mountainside police come to me, they said that crystal angel giving a heart was for her. I said I had 3 gifts for her. And 3 perfect locations. I was going to get down on a bended knee and propose with an emerald green ring that I said matched her angel eyes, which I fell in love with. I love her. How many times I tell him, I love her. I would never hurt her. She, on the other hand, has tortured and crucified me and hurt me and destroyed me a billion times. Now, I know you see the memes and you think, well, he's being an asshole. He's hurting her. And he calls her a cunt. Well, I'm a realist, for one. I don't sugarcoat shit. I ain't no fucking fraud. I'm going to call everything up front how it is and how I see it. Period. For realism. I'm not no politically correct Muppet puppet. I believe political correctness is the bane of human existence in 2023. It's the worst thing that ever happened to this species, and if allowed to continue, will be the goddamn worst thing that ever happened to the human species. 20 years, you won't even be allowed to fucking fart without catching a criminal charge. I love her. I told them I would never hurt her. I love her. God, I love her. I've cried for her 1,000 times. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've never cried for a woman in my life. Never, not even Marissa. When I say love transcends time and space, I've loved Marissa 25 years without knowing why. And Kristen, I fell in love with from 1,200 miles away. The irony is of the women that I truly love, are Carrie, Marissa, Trisha, and Kristen, and Jill, my godmother, who coincidentally married my actual godfather, or was with my actual godfather 15 years, Greg Delisani, by coincidence. Try that one on for size. And they both got hearts of gold. Those are good people. Well, they're fiends, but their hearts are in the right place. I don't want to say good people. I will not tell you that a fiend is a good person, because a fiend is an untrustworthy, disloyal piece of shit like Kristen. She's disloyal. You know, that's Satan. She's a hoe. She's a liar. She's ignorant. She's a whore. She's a lesbian. She's a sex toy collector. She loves sodomy. She loves other bad things that are much worse than everything else described. And the 2 things that I know she is, and she knows that I know she is, and can prove she is, are the reasons why she locked me up. She was never afraid of me. They were trying to hide the family shame because they knew I knew facts about who she is that I could prove. And she was terrified. She didn't want this getting out. And both things are horrifically Satan. I mean, by definition, they're Satan. And the bottom will fall out. You'll see what I was dealing with. You'll see what I fell in love with, and you'll see what I was up against. I'm not trying to hurt her. And I even today, 3 years later, 24/7, 1,500 days and counting, I still fight for her. You know, I believe in fighting for love. I wrote for her. You know, you see the Notebook. I wrote you every day for a year. I wrote every day for 2 years, Ryan Gosling. I got you beat, nigga. 2 fucking years. Every day. A fucking gold mine, a brick of fucking letters I had would have been 5 books and the state stolen from me. And I've still got numerous books and endless amount of quality type quantity to maybe get out there and maybe I don't, or maybe I die. But whatever happens, I want this story known. I'm not the bad guy. I could have, I would have, and I should have been the King Jesus, Savior, through true love, is what I mean, Savior of Mountainside, New Jersey. I was going to show and tell the people, not only of Mountainside, but everywhere, a true love story they have never heard, could have never believed, especially would have ever thought possible in 2023 when women killed marriage, commitment, true love, and everything with online dating apps, Tinder, Pornhub, RedTube, 5 billion videos of whores getting their fucking brains fucked out. This is a joke. This isn't godly. This isn't based on love. These are farm animals. We're being humiliated by a higher power, probably China, because the running underlying theory is that China's Tinder does not humiliate the population, but shows them how to be bright, brilliant, creative, fucking super guru, superstar geniuses and individuals and leaders. Whereas America's Tinder is a laughingstock. Just a whore in a bikini throwing fake money at a fucking camera, being the fakest twat the world's ever seen. There's your difference. One nation's going up, and one nation has catastrophically fallen. We're not even in the top 20, 30 of anything anymore. We are going by the wayside. We are Titanic. But amidst all of the negativity that encompasses this dying shithole grade 8 U.S. Satan, which worships money for mommy and puts women to the forefront, and now transsexuals, gays, and you fucking name it, everybody to the forefront, as long as it's satanic. I was trying to be a beacon of light, like that light behind me you see there shining 23. I was trying to be a beacon of light and a beacon of positive hope, a symbol of hope for, at least for the people we knew that we grew up with, in and around Mountainside, Berkeley Heights, that we knew. And it would spread. Because in today's day and age, someone like me is a fucking anomaly. Now, YouTube ain't what it used to be, or I would have taken over 2010, 2013 with relative effortless ease. I just never chose to. I didn't want to be a lightning rod for attention. I knew how good I am. I was 100 times better back then. I don't know how good I am now because Kristen kind of killed the superstar character element of me when she threw me in a box and I started killing myself daily. But I survived, and here I am, and this is the leftovers. YouTube has been censored out the box, and it's all bad now. Everything's bad. The last 5 years, it's been terrible. They martyred Alex Jones, this, that, and the third, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But I want it known in this hour episode of The Nucky Show, episode 3, I want it known that I am the victim. And I will repeat that till the cows come home and the chickens come home to roost. You will know my name, and you will know what was done to me. I told her, Kristen, people don't get away with what you did to me. She broke her foot the other day. She killed her dog, coincidentally, takes her dog in a die on the day that I miraculously got out. How about that for a coincidence? 17 years she had that dog and had an accident in the house. She looked in the eye and determined it had to die. That's Satan. I don't kill animals. That's God's decision when an animal dies. You don't kill animals, and you're not doing it no fucking favor. I'm going to put it out of its pain and send it to the Rainbow Bridge. She tells 25 fucking people she sent the goddamn dog to the Rainbow Bridge. Well, the Rainbow Bridge is Satan. And it's a fairy tale. And you believe in fairy tales. Whatever you want to tell yourself to help yourself sleep at night, angel. But the truth will be exposed for who you are and what you did. Have a nice fucking day.